hours by automobile.
Yeah, I know Buford. I met Buford once in Paris Island.
Yes, it's there. Still heard the jets taking it. They've got F-35s over there. You hear them taking off all the time.
Wow, they got the latest and greatest, huh?
Yeah, I think only the Marines do. Well, I'm not sure about that anymore.
We've got some at Eglin Air Force Base here that's right next to us. And yeah, but they're expensive.
Okay.
I saw a piece last night. I forget how many, but it was billions of dollars per plane.
Oh, yeah, they're like 1 billion a piece or something totally ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a young JG or somebody crashing one of those boogers?
It would be over.
That'd be all over for you.
The lowest denominator is going to fall, and that would be him.
Yep, it all runs downhill.
I guess, I don't know. Do you have to be a Lieutenant JG to be flying that thing, or?
No, that's just the low man on the pole.
Yeah. Well, where is everybody besides us?
Well,
I'm here. How
I
are
see
you?
you, Cindy.
there's her.
I see the top of Robin's head.
Oh,
above
can you see me?
That's because I'm eating salad.
Oh, okay.
George, can you see me?
I've seen
I did,
myself
you're
on the
good.
recording.
Yes.
Nice body shot.
I see Robin's ceiling fan.
That didn't come out right.
Yeah.
Has anybody else's power been off?
Well, it flickered. You'll like this, Robin. I was on the treadmill and it all of a sudden it went on and off, and instead of shutting it down, it sped it up.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's like, holy cow, what's going on here? So I hurried up and, turned it down to go slower. And I said, my Lord, what happened? And then that's what it was, a power surge. I said, my goodness.
You had a ghost who was a personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly. You can do it. Go faster,
Don't
faster.
quit now.
Oh, that was so funny.
How cold did it get up there?
It's 26 degrees right now.
Whoa.
That's
And
so-
we didn't.
It's windy too.
Crazy
Windy,
windy.
right?
Yeah,
Yep,
we-
Yes.
very, very windy, and there is snow. So
How
we've
much
had more
snow?
snow. Oh, just maybe not even probably an inch, just enough to
Yeah,
make
just-
everything white.
And most of that's been since daybreak.
Yeah.
We didn't have much when we got up. Our power went off
Tuesday was
about
like-
9.
Yeah, Tuesday was like 65, 66 degrees. It was gorgeous. And then all of a sudden it's snowing. So
Yeah,
welcome
we
to the
lost
mountains.
30 degrees in 2 hours yesterday afternoon. It went from 72
Wow.
to 7 this morning.
Yeah.
Mm.
My son lives in Las Vegas and they've got 2 inches of snow, which is unheard of in Las
It
Vegas.
never snows there.
No,
Oh,
it barely rains, let alone snows. So it was really cold.
I think I can remember it snowing twice when I was growing up. But now we used to go up to Mount Charleston all the time.
Oh, I know. Pat loves to do that. The boys like to do that. That was pretty crummy.
I see Arch's name, but he hasn't appeared. I wonder if he can hear us.
I can. I'll join you in a minute.
There
Okay.
you are.
he's incognito.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that little white figure on the screen.
Stick man.
Stick man. There you go.
Good morning, guys.
Oh,
Morning.
Hey,
There.
Alex.
It's a winter wonderland in little Switzerland. The wind's
Yeah.
blowing 30 miles an hour and the wind chill's 5.
Yeah,
whoa.
it's pretty crummy.
You'd like it, Richard. See what you're missing?
Well, it's nice here and sunny and 55 degrees, Alex.
Oh, yeah. This would
There's
be a
another-
good day to go swimming at Carolina Hemlocks.
Woo! You have to chip the ice first.
Well, you have to do that in July.
Yeah.
That's true.
How much
I
snow
used
you
to
got,
enjoy
Al?
that.
How much snow you got?
It's, we had probably a good, about an inch, but it's blown around so much. I think it's still in the air blowing.
Yeah, it's really windy.
How high were your wind speeds?
Reached 30, 32 was the highest.
Well, this is since before Thanksgiving, this is our 9th gale we've had.
Wow.
About 2 o'clock this morning, the palmettos were just doing a dance.
Yeah, we found our neighbor's mailbox out in the middle of McKinney Mine Road with all the mail blowing down the road.
Oh, my.
Dear.
Mail delivery is good.
Yeah, so I went chasing mail and got all that I could, put back in it and put it in the bushes so it wouldn't blow away.
That's the definition of airmail.
Oh,
Was that
God, that was bad.
Jim Pipp's mailbox?
No, it was our two new neighbors down in the log cabin next to Pat Ross's house.
Oh, okay.
I think Robin's trying to show off her new hairdo. Always see the top of her head.
She doesn't
Eating
want
my
to
salad.
want to eat.
I've seen it a time or two on the recording and it doesn't look very dainty.
We can see your new ceiling fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I see is bald-headed men. Who are we talking about?
Well, there's Bill. Well, has anybody got their second shot yet?
I haven't got the first one yet.
February 17th is when I was.
February 16th.
Well, I got one coming up on the 4th, and everybody says it's a humdinger. It said the reaction to the second one will knock you out for a day.
That's
That's
what
what
Tanya.
it does for
that's
some
what
people.
Tanya said, yes.
It's not that bad, but you're gonna feel it. A
Yeah.
lethargic, a little soreness.
You think it'd do any good to take Tylenol right after you get the shot before you need it?
Yep.
I don't know.
That's some recommendation I'm hearing.
Hey, Chuck, so take some Tylenol right after you get the shot?
Yes, sir.
Well, you think 1/500 is enough?
Oh, boy, now you're getting above my pay grade.
Where's Arch?
Always
Ask
take
Arch.
two.
Arch was on there.
Yeah, go all in. Take 2 at a time.
To see what the
Take two
maximum
500s,
dosage is.
huh? Okay.
To see what the maximum dosage is.
4 grams will kill you.
Arch said take two.
Then take 3.5.
So
Yeah.
2 500s then, that's what I'll do.
I actually heard something yesterday that some people are saying if you take it beforehand, it blocks or mediates your immune response, which you don't want it to do. I'm not
Right.
really sure. You know, ibuprofen and naproxen and all are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So I'm not sure. That's a theory, but I'm not sure it's true.
So what do you think? Take it or not, Arch?
Just
I
don't take
think
it before.
I think no, they don't want you to take it before because it'll block your inflammatory
Right.
response. But
Right.
you want an inflammatory response to the antigen. I don't know. I think I'd wait and see because not everybody gets that bad a reaction. And if you get a bad one, then
Right.
it's time to chuck the theory and get comfortable.
Well, good, thanks.
Well, there's Glenn. Hadn't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, George. Hey, everyone.
Hey,
So what were you guys talking? We were talking about what kind of therapeutic or?
Just what you might want to take when you get your second COVID shot.
Oh, okay.
Because, hey, there's Jenny. Hey.
Janie! Haven't seen Janie in a long time.
Yeah, we get the game today. This is 2 for 1.
Twofer. It's a twofer.
Two-
Yeah.
Good to
Hey,
see you
Janie.
guys.
Janie, we were in your house yesterday. We didn't see you there, but we walked all around and looked around. It looked really good.
Good, good, good. We gotta
Getting
get back
electrical
down there.
and getting a little electrical and HVAC, it looks like.
Yeah, baby.
That's where we were last Thursday.
Gotta keep the house clean and cool.
When's it gonna
looked
be
good.
ready to
And
move
new
in, Jane?
windows.
Oh, good, yeah. Probably June, Cindy.
Okay,
Things
That's
are just a
good.
little slower because of the pandemic and supplies are lower, etc. People have
Right.
gotten sick that were supposed to be working on it. They got sick with COVID. So anyway,
Well, good
speaking
for
of
you.
COVID,
That's gonna be awesome.
speaking of COVID, we saw Sammy last night. She came over for chili and she's doing okay. You know, I know all of you know she lost her sister to COVID a few weeks ago.
Right.
And, but you also know Sammy and she's such a strong person. The
She
thing
is.
the thing that seems to really bother her most of all is why do some people get very little symptoms from it and why do others die from it? And it doesn't
Right.
make that sense to her. So anyway, but she's doing all right and just busy at work. And so that's the deal with her.
Yeah, bless her heart. That's too bad.
Yeah.
I wish I could get the vaccine. I need to get that. We can't seem to get that. Maybe I'll just wait
Yeah.
now and get Johnson & Johnson and just have one shot.
I know, right? We'll die of old age before we die of COVID.
Yeah. Well, that would be a good thing, I think, listening to people talk about
Yeah.
COVID.
I think
Depends.
so too.
Janie, is your house gonna be close to Alex's on the lake?
Oh, yes, and close to Cindy's too.
Right.
Ah,
We're all together.
Right in between them.
I know,
Richard,
we are
when
so excited.
Richard, when we all get there, when Janie's there and Cindy's there and we're there, we all have pontoon boats. We're gonna invite Rotary for a meeting to all go out on the pontoon boats and tie them together on Lake James and have lunch.
Yep,
Wow.
that's what we're gonna do. That'll be
I know,
so
won't
fun.
that be fun?
Yeah,
Float-
that will be.
floating
that will be so
Rotary.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
running Rotary.
We were there yesterday and Tuesday, and there was quite a few boats out there. I think it was a nice enough day. People just don't stop fishing for anything. They
Right,
fish constantly.
right.
Might be
They
ice
have
fishing.
Breaker.
The funny thing, guys, is when Glenn and I had gone out with Alex and Debbie, and they were showing us around on the lake. This was some months ago, and just trying to familiarize us with the lake because you know we bought the pontoon boat and just really don't know our can't get our bearings there quite yet, etc. So Alex was taking us out with Debbie, of course, and all of a sudden we see this boat go by and they're all waving at us. And we're like, do we know those people? And then they got close enough. It's like, oh, that's Cindy. And then that's Richard Knight.
Yeah, that's gonna be so fun.
I
Yep, you see
know.
people you know often. So I was glad to see you guys. That was pretty cool. So
That was
it'll be
very
so
cool.
fun when everybody down there will be great.
I know it will be.
That's the best place to go. It's nice that people are able to get out there because that's the perfect thing to do in a pandemic because you're not in anybody's face.
That's right.
It looks like we're about ready to get this started. It's down. Maybe we'll have a few more joining us, but I don't see any new faces. I won't say we see old faces either. We don't want to use that term. We just see good faces. Welcome, everybody. So let's go ahead and I wish I do have a little glass here. Maybe I can. There's a bell. Get the party
There you go.
started. And let's see. I don't see Reed here. Is not here today. So missing him, Mr. Alex. Could you lead us in an opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
Thank
Let's
you.
pray. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you we're here. We thank you for keeping us away from COVID, and just for those that are having severe problems and death with COVID. We pray for them, and we pray for their families, and just keep us safe and keep our Rotary Club strong so we can do the work of the community. And these things we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Do we have a flag? Nelson, where's your flag?
Nelson
Nelson's not
disappeared.
on. Or
Okay, we'll just start. I pledge allegiance to the flag
flag
Of the
of
United
the United
United
States of America and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which it
Which
stands,
stands
one nation,
One
One nation,
under God,
under God.
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty,
and
Justice
for all.
justice for all. Hey, Floyd.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Nelson, for the flag. Up, you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
I made it back just in time.
Yep. Excellent. Excellent. Well, goodness, we'll get started with the announcements. Any club announcements that we will have for the rest?
I do. I
Yes,
got
ma'am.
an email from Shelby Ray Moore wanting to know if we're still doing the barbecue festival. And I've not sent her any paperwork, of course, no contracts. I mean, I've emailed with her back and forth, but she's penciled us in for the 17th of, I mean, I can respond back to her, but I don't want to, just checking to make sure everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. We've got to wait.
That's
to see.
good, right, Floyd?
Yeah, we've got to, I mean, until we know how the vaccine goes, we can't really make a decision for sure. I
Right.
mean, if all things goes well, we can have it, but,
Right.
you never know. So,
All right. I'll answer her back sort of just like that.
yeah. I'd love
so,
to have
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on the Metro County Chamber, and they were at the meeting yesterday. They were trying to decide what they're going to do on the Gym Festival,
All right.
which is near the same time. And, they feel like they got to have a longer lead time on a go, no-go decision. So actually the vote is today. They're asking for a vote from the members today. So we'll know next week what their decision is on moving forward with it or not.
Right. Where were they going to have that at?
Roses.
Rose's building? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
with
mean-
their, oh, go ahead, Chuck.
I was going to say last year it was postponed at the last minute or
Right.
and it was like 4 days out. But then again, we were, fairly early into the COVID situation. I thought the what they had done there was a very safe setup. The vendors were spaced out. People were going to wear the gloves. The temperatures were going to be taken of everybody. And I think in hindsight, it probably would have been very safe, but there's still a lot of unknown and fear at that time. I think, moving forward, the type of event that we're having where we do have the beer and the entertainment, and people would be a little bit more socializing, I think it has to be looked at a little bit closer than something like the Gym Festival.
But it is outside. Gym Festival was inside. So
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can space the people at the beer thing and just have it externally and not internally in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Space it that way too. So
Yeah,
there's a
that
lot
will
of things
help.
we can do and we don't have to have a lot of lead time because the only issue really would be the band and the food vendors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can make a very late decision, maybe as late as May, middle of May, possibly, about whether we want to do it or not. If it's not safe to be close together, people drinking beer are not going to obey spacing rules, even if the tables are apart. They're just going to have 20 people at a table in the middle. I mean, I've seen it 100 times. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But the decision, I think, we can be close enough to make a good, educated decision about May, and we can still probably be jerking their arm off to come to the event if they can, because the vendors haven't got to make any money this year.
Yeah.
As far as people not being in the tent that drink beer, if I remember right, and Floyd, correct me if I'm wrong or anybody else, it was the town of Spruce Pine that required that those that were drinking beer had to stay within the confines of the tent. And I know because I was playing guard there one year, and I had some real feisty little fellas that kept kind of playing stick your one toe out, stick your toe back in underneath the tent. And so it was the town of Spruce Pine that kind of issued that order that it has to be done that way. So I don't know how they would feel about people just randomly roaming around with a cup of beer in their hands.
Well,
That's
with
something we have to find out.
having it at the park, they just have to stay inside the park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The
good.
ball field fenced area was their rule.
There were a lot of people last year, each year, but also eating food within the beer tent, drinking beer, and as a group. So that's an issue also.
Well, it's things to be considered as we move along, but I'm like Floyd, we do have time before we got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And see how things roll. Well, one thing I wanted to bring up, I read, looking at some of the COVID information from the state, I noticed that they were saying that the North Carolina Rotary has as a state, not a state association, but the Rotary clubs in the state of North Carolina have agreed to be volunteers and help with the COVID vaccine events. I haven't seen anything come across anything from the state or from Rotary International in that regard. Have y'all?
No.
Yeah.
The only thing that I saw was that training that they had last week during our Rotary meeting for helping encourage people to be vaccinated. Now, they did record that, but I haven't watched it yet. That's
Okay.
the only thing I've seen from the state.
Well, I was going to try and reach out to the state and district governors and see if they know of anything on that. I mean, it's not like we need to have that coordinated, but I don't know what the expectations are. I will say that as here in the two counties, as we're looking to do more vaccine events, volunteers are very crucial for the success of the larger mega events. And, that would be something that, if members of the Rotary Club wanted to join, I can put the information out and y'all can sign up and we can do it that way. Unless you have some other thoughts of it.
I read that our district and another district in North Carolina were teaming up, but I'm not, I just blew through it. I didn't try to commit it to memory, but I did remember seeing that it was a 2-district thing.
Okay. Well, I'll use that to kind of roll into the real quick on what's happening on vaccines. It's not good news right now for us in our two counties. I mean, it's statewide. Basically, we won't get any vaccines for the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
It's 100.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. The health department is getting 100 per week for Yancey County and 200 per week for Mitchell County. And that's all that's coming into the county for the next 2 weeks. Mountain Community Health Partnership is having a very small event tomorrow at the Burnsville testing site. It's 220 doses that we have, and those are being accounted for mainly for the emergency responders, sheriff's department, firemen, so forth. So those are already been accounted for. The reason for this shortage on it's statewide, the state, they went out the last few weeks and been pushing some mega events like we talked about last week in Charlotte. It was both at the Raceway and also at the Panther Stadium apparently. And now they're only getting about 120,000 a week. And if you got 100 counties in the state, you can see that's not very many. And then you got the big metropolitan areas, they're sucking up larger amounts as they should. So the allocation came out last night. We had applied for 1,500 a week and we got zero. Mountain Community Health Partnership didn't get any, as most
Wow.
FQs across the state didn't get any.
Wow, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. There is a chance they have a little bit of, there's a quantity about 36,000 a week that they're going to use to bump up different counties. We have no idea if Mitchell and Yancey are going to be one of those bump counties, and there might be a few more that will be sent out to our areas. But even as they are, it's only going to be in the hundreds, a couple hundreds. So
How's that going to affect the second shot?
the second shot is separate. The second shot is we obviously haven't gotten into our second shots, but we're being told by the state emphatically at every meeting that don't worry about the second shots. Don't hold any back for seconds. We got those covered. We'll be sending those to you at the appropriate time. So, and then we haven't seen any evidence to the contrary. So I guess you say we're pretty confident that they're going to handle the second appropriately.
How did they account for, like, when all these Buncombe people came up and got the shots in Mitchell County? How do you deal with that?
Well, unfortunately, it's the state cannot restrict it. These are federal vaccines, federally provided vaccines, and we cannot restrict by jurisdiction, either by county or by state. The only thing we can do, and that's what we plan on doing, is to do only by appointments. And we'll be using a web-based situation where you'll be able to go on the website, which is similar, Richard, I think, to what you did down in Florida. And so you go on the website and we'll have, if we've got 300, 500 slots open, first 300 or 500 people that get there and qualify will get it. And then we'll keep we won't spread the word out wide as to the fact that an event is open now. So we'll keep it kind of close to the vest as to who we tell, and keep it into the community. I think what happened with the county's events is that got onto WLOS. And when it got on WLOS, then all the Buncombe folks who at that point had hardly had any vaccines, they come scrambling up here. And the health department chose to, do a first come, first serve.
And
we'll just have to go to their counties when they open their counties up.
Well, they're getting 10,000. I think that was Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg County got 10,000, and they're a million population county. So, but we can do that later on.
Now, Chuck, when you put it on your website, do you have to be a patient or a person that uses your clinic, or
No.
can anybody from Mitchell County?
It'll be anybody. And
Okay.
it won't be just Mitchell County. Again, we can't restrict it. We're not allowed to filter it, but
Okay.
we're not going to advertise or put the word out. And we're not sure how to do that. If y'all have any suggestions on how to restrict that word.
Well, what about that form that we filled out?
Yeah.
That we sent to the health department? Why aren't they calling off of that list?
Again,
I did that one too.
I don't know what they're going to do in the future, but they were being pushed, as all health departments were being pushed last week or last few weeks by the state to get theirs out, because the feds were saying North Carolina wasn't doing enough. And so there's a huge push to get the vaccines used. So Diane chose to just first come, first serve, come on in, because she didn't have the manpower to start making the calls and get those people in and scheduled.
See, that's stuff the Rotary could do, and from home.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us a list. Just give us a list with the phone numbers. We call the people.
Right.
It's not that big a deal. They're making this thing way too complicated, and you're allocating by county, by population, and then we're serving other populations in other counties. That makes no sense. whatsoever.
Doesn't make any sense.
They have
Uh,
to-
You don't
They-
have to,
That's
you
your
don't have
government.
to show our driver's license, showing what county we're in, and then get your shot. And if you're not in that county, then I know, but that's the way it should be. I know we can't, but that's the way it should be.
I wish we could. I
Or
wish we
quit
could.
I
allocating,
know.
or quit allocating by population by county. And if we serve, 300 Buncombe County people, then we ought to get 300 more doses.
Mhm.
That's right.
Chuck, are they adhering to the criteria by age or first responders, or is it just wide open if you show up?
No, we're still in phase 2, which is 65 and over, or somebody that's, in the healthcare industry that's a higher risk person. So the 1As, 1Bs, and now the 65 and over.
Hey, Chuck, on the bigger picture, there was some good news this morning that the French pharmaceutical company, I don't know which one it was one of the real big ones, since their effort at producing the vaccine failed, they have offered their facility to fill and bottle 125 million of the Pfizer biotech vaccines. So that's got to help in the long run on the big picture. So.
Yeah. Well, we can take the Pfizer vaccines in this area. It requires ultra cold, but you have 5 days to dispense it once it comes out of the ultra cold. So we could have a couple events and get a lot of Pfizer vaccine out if we had access to it. So we're ready to address that also. And, it's just, again, getting the vaccine in our hands. We'll
Right.
I'm going to reach out to the First Presbyterian Church where we've been having our meetings. That would be a good location. I drove through it the other day. The layout of that one would lend itself well to a mass drive-through event. We could handle 500, 700 a day easily there because you got the 2 entrances off Greenwood.
Yeah, the pastor there,
Right.
Michael Polos, is my pastor. So if you need some help communicating with him, let me know.
Yeah. So we've got several locations in Mitchell that we're looking at, and then of course Yancey. So we'll start popping them up or standing them up, as they say, as soon as vaccines become available.
Marvin, did you get a shot yet?
No, I haven't.
You're still not an official healthcare worker?
Well, they ran out of, I was going to volunteer last Thursday, and they're giving volunteers shots too, by the way. And they ran out of vaccines on Wednesday, so I missed it by a day. My wife and daughter have gotten them though. So I did get an email from Jessica Farley just before as I was about to sign on to this. She's the person that's coordinating the volunteers and the events, I think, for the health department. And she said that they were going to hire some people to coordinate. So there still will probably be volunteers that Rotary could do on that. But she was hiring a volunteer coordinator for both Yancey and Mitchell counties, and somebody to do the signups too, a couple of individuals. So if you're interested in a part-time job, there's one that you could jump on that could be helpful too.
Yeah, but they want you on site for that, right? I mean, they want you at one of those locations answering the phone, right?
I think the volunteer coordinator would be able to do it from wherever they're living. I'm not sure what their requirements are, but at any rate, I just glanced at the email before I got on here.
Yeah. Well, if you learn more about that, I mean, I would love to, and I'm sure other people, we could do it from home. I don't want to be sitting at the health department doing it, especially when I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, but if there is a possibility to do it from home, I'm in.
Very good. And I will say that we had a meeting with the hospital on Tuesday night. So it was Tuesday night that the hospital and health department and MCHP and the primary care physicians in the county got together, and working on collaboration amongst between the health department and the other, be the health, hospital and MCHP. And it was agreed, at that point, we were able to get Diane in on the call. And I'm not trying to disparage her. It's just, she's been very busy. It's been hard to get together with her. But anyway, we got together with her, and we're moving forward with plans. Once we get vaccines, we'll move forward with coordinating events between the health department and MCHP, so we can try and do larger and better events for everybody.
Marvin, can you forward that email about the volunteers?
It's not about volunteers. It's an announcement that they were hiring volunteer coordinator. So
Volunteer
yeah,
coordinator
that's,
only. Okay, only.
I don't think that it would do you any good, but I will get in touch with whoever they hire for the volunteer coordinator, let them know that Rotary is interested now.
Okay, good.
And we'll reach out to the Rotary group also when we, being Mountain Community, when we have our next events and are looking for volunteers. We, at our event last week, which went very well, we're very pleased with that. We did 500 there at West Burnsville. Nobody waited more than 10 minutes in their car before they got shot, and then they had to wait the 15 minutes afterwards. So people were rolling through there really easy, fast. Seemed like a good setup that the team put together. But we used probably about, altogether, they were coming and going, but we had about 40 on-site volunteers there. Now, all of them were also eligible for shots. That's one of the benefits of volunteering, is that the state does allow us, they're not slapping us, they do allow us to provide shots to the volunteers, and we do that whenever we can.
Chuck, my wife and I are in. Just let us know.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Happy to volunteer.
All right. Well, anything else on vaccines? Questions about that?
Well, I was just going to say, I will send Nelson, well, I guess it's like a blog or something that my daughter did. She's a pulmonologist at Inova Healthcare in Fairfax at the heart-lung transplant. And she has a tremendous cystic fibrosis community in the transplant pool. So she did I think it's a real nice explanation. She also was in the clinical trial, but she talks about that, how it was done, and, the results, the pain, how to take care of it. And it was done to encourage the CF patients to take the vaccine. So you might find it interesting, or if you find somebody who's reluctant to take it, you might share it with them, because I think she does a very relaxed job of explaining it. If Nelson will send it out.
That's great. Thank you, George. We're finding less resistance in the senior citizens. They're more likely to take it, but when we get down into the 30s and 40s, where we're seeing, some of the, it's like in Mitchell County, very few of the volunteer fire department staff wanted to take the vaccine, even though they were eligible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing.
I don't understand.
These are guys doing mouth to mouth and out and about, and
not me.
Yeah.
That was their choice. There was a piece I read this morning, or I guess our governor was giving out the information, but the average age of death from COVID is 75.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of us are in the strike zone.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I'm beyond that now.
Yeah, you're safe.
Yeah.
I believe a lot of the fire department were doing it more out of selflessness than not believing in the vaccine too, because I know a lot of those guys. And
okay.
They don't want to take the vaccine and take it away from someone older.
Well, that's good to know.
They don't feel that their life's at risk, which, I'm 56 and I don't feel real concerned at this point because I'm healthy. I know anyone could possibly get really sick from it, but I really think we need to get 60, if we could get all the 65 and older people vaccinated, I think it would really slow down the pandemic just that much. Just doing those people would really help.
Yeah, we have about 8,000 over 65 in the 2 counties.
Yeah, that's what we are to count as far as how many vaccines we get.
Yeah, so right now, what has been about 2,000 vaccines total that have gone out. So we still got a long ways to go to cover all that demographic.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear that, Floyd. I when casting dispersions on them, it was, I thought, oh gosh, I'd like for them to get vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, they probably, for themselves, they probably should. So, but
Yeah.
Well, and if they come down with COVID, they're not going to put a fire out in somebody's house for a while. So,
no, the fire department Parkway, for the most part, all have went through a 2-week quarantine already from being exposed to someone suspected or having COVID. I think almost every one of them have went through that at some point this year or since last April.
Well, guys, we had a real scare last week. Our 12-year-old grandson tested positive here in Pensacola, and
Jeez.
scared the crud out of us. And within 5 days of recuperating at home with just OTC meds, he was fine.
Good.
The wonder of youth. But boy, it's really scares you.
It is. It's scary, Richard.
Yeah.
Thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still doing face-to-face school here prior to that. Of course, he's quarantined now for 14 days, but boy, it's scary.
It is scary.
All right, well.
Okay, that's okay.
I was just gonna say we can go on to Happy Dollars. That would be a happy dollar right there, Richard.
I got $10, happy dollars.
Oh, that's good.
He has recovered.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can't put a cost or a dollar amount on that, but 10 sounds good.
Is Robin
Well, I have
reporting?
a happy dollar. And my happy dollar is that I'm very thankful and happy that we have a warm home to be in and that we're healthy. So that's $2 right there. And 3, that we have plenty of food to eat. Because I know a lot of people around the world, not just in this country, don't have those things. And every night when I'm saying my prayers, I thank God for those things. They seem so basic, but so many people just don't have the basics. So I put in 3 happy dollars.
How about the 4th one for your 39th birthday?
Wow.
Oh, that's right. George, you weren't supposed to tell my age, but bless you for saying 39. Don't be laughing, Alex.
Well, actually, she's got 5 because we also had an anniversary.
Yeah.
Might as well just put 10 in and be done with it.
Yeah. So I turned 62, and Glenn and I have been married for 34 years now.
Wow, congrats.
Congratulations. Yeah, thank you.
That's good. You're a survivor.
Yeah. Oh, you only knew, Cindy. If
Not talking about
only
Glenn.
you
Glenn's the survivor.
But, touche. But,
Any other?
Huh?
A happy dollar.
I'm happy about something. I just can't figure out what it is, so throw me in.
George is happy about something.
I got a happy dollar. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
yes.
I was down at Steve's Exhaust yesterday and he put on a new muffler system for me for $85.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a deal.
Yeah, it was an old stainless steel unit that somebody had cut off a truck of theirs that they wanted to scoop and upgrade. And he goes, I got one that'll fit that. And he goes, cost you $85 and probably last longer than your truck. And I'm going, hey, easy now. So I took him up on it and I'm going like, wow, what a deal. Car's a lot less noisy now.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you're not part of the norm around here, Nelson. Most want theirs louder.
Yeah.
That saves you some. Well, I've put a couple dollars in for the, again, for the event that we had last week and how well that went. And while I don't know that, well, I know we didn't have anybody from Buncombe or outside of the area. Now this one, because of our first one, we sent out notices to patients and pulled in our own patients on that first one. In the future, we'll do it where just the general public can get in. You don't have to be a patient. So yeah, and we're optimistic that once we can get them, and we will, it's frustrating that we're going to have to wait another couple of weeks. But the state is getting more, the feds are bringing in more. So we'll get it and get our population vaccinated.
But just send a friendly notice to your Rotary friends first.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you'll be on the list. Guarantee that. Guarantee that. Yeah.
Anybody wants to check their email, I sent that thing that George sent out.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there's no others, anybody want to get in on the wheel before we spin?
I do.
All right. Well, you're just a big
Do you
spender.
want to pick your
Aren't
numbers,
I, though?
Pam, or do
Hey,
you
I'm
want me
here.
to give you two?
Huh?
Do you want to pick your numbers? Do you want me to give you two?
Oh, okay. Let's do my age and our anniversary. So 62 and 34.
62's already taken,
All righty.
and 34 is
61.
two.
It is? Okay. We'll do, let's do 17 and 22.
Okay.
No, you already did it?
George.
Okay,
Yeah,
17
George is-
and 11.
11. Marvin's got 11.
Okay, do 10.
Jeez.
10,
Boy, I'm
okay.
really- Yeah.
Robin, just give her a number.
Yeah, give me a
Okay.
number, girl.
You got two, 10 and 17.
Okay.
Robin, am I on both of the things, the wheel and the
Ace of
ace?
spades.
You're on wheel as a permanent person, but not on ace of spades.
Put me on ace of spades too.
Okay. For a permanent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me
Who said me too?
Robin.
Oh, okay.
Janie.
All right. At least until we get back to in person.
Right.
We won't recognize anybody in person. Everybody's going to be either super skinny or really fat, one or the
I
other,
know.
or really old.
Yeah, we're all really old, I believe.
How about
Yeah,
all
we're
of
all
the,
going there. But at least we're going together.
Yeah. Well, you want to spin us then, Mr. Alex?
I'm ready. Here we go. $24.
Wow. That wasn't taken. Spin again.
53. Robin, you're muted. We can't hear you.
53 is Bill Carson.
Oh, good.
All right.
And I don't- Oh,
Congratulations,
he's
Bill.
not. Yeah, he is.
There he is.
You want your winnings, Bill?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Put them in cart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a long way to go to catch up with Tina.
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she got years worth in that. All right. Well, fantastic. And so now talking about Tina. Tina, you want to introduce the program today? This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, boy, do I have a surprise for you guys. You're going to spend the next 10 minutes thinking about your physical health a little bit and your balance. So you might want to turn off your cameras if you'd like to participate, but otherwise, Robin, if you wouldn't mind that for us, we're going to do a little exercise.
Hey there, guys. Today, I'm going to teach you one of the best ways to help keep your brain sharp, young, and vibrant. Can you think of what that may be? Now, I want you to use that brain and really think deep about what is one of the best ways to help keep your brain sharp. Can you think of it? Well, if you guessed exercise, you are right. And that's why today, I want to take you through a short 5-minute balance routine that's going to help to practice your balance, to help keep your brain sharp. Now think about it. When we're practicing our balance, we got to use our brain to control our muscles. And that's why it's so important to practice exercising and to stay physically active as much as you possibly can. Now, you're probably wondering, who am I? Well, my name is Darren Buboltz, and I'm a strength and conditioning specialist who specializes in working with seniors. I'm also the founder of Grow Young Fitness, and I've learned a few things working with seniors. And the best way to work on our brain and to work on our balance is to not just talk about it, but to actually do it. So let's get it moving and let's start that balance routine. All right, so like I said, we're gonna go through a nice balance routine, something that you can physically do every single day. Like I'm in my living room right now, and you can do balance exercises when you're washing the dishes or you're just standing there. Literally 5 minutes of practice can help increase that balance. Now, I got my chair here. It's nice and sturdy. There's no wheels on it. And if you have wheels, make sure that you get a sturdy chair, because the last thing I want is you practicing your balance and you rolling away. So make sure you have a sturdy object here. Now, when we're working on our balance exercises, we're literally strengthening the muscles all the way down from our toes, all the way up to that brain to help keep that mind sharp. So let's get right on into that balance routine. Use your chair here for support if you need it, and if you don't, you can let go. But I'm gonna start here with a nice side leg raise. So we're gonna bring it up, bring it down, bring it up, bring it down, bringing it up, and down, keep going up and down, bring it on up and down. 3 more here, up and down, and I'll go up and down, last one, and up and down. Excellent work with those side raises. Now, let's bring that leg forward. So let's just raise it up and bring it down. Raise it up and down. Bring it on up and down, and let's go up and down. 4 more here, up and down, and let's go up and down. 2 more and up and down, last one, and up and down. Excellent job so far. Let's keep working on that balance. Now, I'm gonna bring my leg out to the side using my chair for support and holding on here, and let's count here. Keep holding it up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and excellent job with that. Now, bringing our leg forward, holding it up for the same amount of time. Again, if you don't need to use your chair, you don't have to, but if you do, hold on here, and let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and excellent job with that. Now we got one more exercise on the side, and I'm gonna bring my leg up and bring it down. Let's bring it up and down. Great job, and up and down, and let's go up and down. 4 more here, up and down, and bring it up and down. 2 more and up and down, last one, hold it up. Good work, keep holding, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and march it out in place, and you should really be feeling these balance muscles. Again, the whole body has to work together for balance, all the way down from the toes up to the brain, and that's why it's so important to practice on a regular basis. So let's just march here a little bit to loosen the hip, and 3, and 2, and 1, and now, the most important thing with balance is if we do one side, to keep it balanced out, we gotta do the other side. So I'm gonna flip my chair to the other side, and now we're gonna do the same exact exercises on the other side. You can't just do one side and expect your balance to get better. You gotta practice both side. So we're gonna raise our leg up to the side. So let's bring it up and down and bring it up and down and bring it up and down. Great job. And up and down. 4 more here. Up and down. 3 more and up and down. Keep going. Up and down. Last one and up and down. Excellent work. Now we're bringing that leg forward. So bring it on up and down, and let's go up and down. Keep going. Up and down and bring it up and down. 4 more and up and down. Great work. And up and down. 2 more and up and down. Last one and up and down. Excellent work. Now let's bring it up to the side. Use the chair if you need to for support on this. Bring it up and hold it here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And excellent work. Bring it down. And now we're bringing that leg forward. So bring it on up. Hold it there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And excellent job. Now we're going to raise that leg up and down. And on the last one, we're going to hold it. So ready? Bring it up and down and bring it up and down. Keep going. Up and down, and let's go up and down. 4 more here. Up and down. Great work. And up and down. 2 more and up and down. Remember, hold it up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And excellent job. And march those legs to loosen up those hips again. You should really be feeling those right in those hips. So let's loosen it up here, and we'll go 5 and 4 and 3, 2, 1. And excellent job there with that balance routine. Again, those exercises are things that you should be practicing each and every day. You can do them when you're doing the dishes or literally anywhere. As long as you have something sturdy next to, you should be practicing those exercises each and every day to help maintain your balance and to also help for it to get better. You have to practice, and when you practice, it can actually get better. And that's the most important thing. When it comes to exercise, you need to try to stay physically active at least 30 to 45 minutes, at least 3 to 5 times a week. And that's going to help you to keep doing all the things that you love to do. And it doesn't have to be specifically exercise. You can walk. You can bike, you can swim, you can dance. Who doesn't love to dance? It's fun. So whatever it is that you have to stay physically active, and anything that you're up and out of the chair, that's going to help with your overall health. And it's going to help to keep that brain sharp, because that's the most important thing. Physical exercise helps the whole body feel great. Now, most people don't know where to start. Now, we just started with a nice little balance routine, but when it comes to physical activity and exercising, most people don't know where to start. But I got you covered. I have something called the 7-day senior fitness challenge that literally gives you everything that you need to know to get started. And all you have to do to get into the 7-day senior fitness challenge is either click the link up there or down there, or go to my Facebook page. It's Grow Young Fitness, and you can sign up for the challenge, because I don't want you to just get started. I want you to continue to exercise on a regular basis so you can help your whole body feel great. And when you're working on your muscles and you're working on your brain, you can be sure that your brain's gonna stay sharp. So again, just click the link up there, down there, or go to my Facebook page to sign up. But the most important thing here is to keep your body going. You gotta keep it moving.
Excellent, Tina.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Except I didn't see too many close their screen out and start exercising. Just
I'm
saying.
exhausted.
I was exhausted watching him.
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. The only thing that could have been better, that guy was awfully young. Maybe if you got Jack LaLanne or somebody like that to do it.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Jack's dead, I think.
I don't know if Jack did any videos. He might have been too old or too far back to.
No, he had videos.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that is, I know that, now in these COVID times and not going into the office as much, doing so much setting and doing so many Zoom meetings, it's just, whew, and then when I do finally get up, everything gets stiffer and stiffer each time. So, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun becoming a senior.
Marvin, I wonder if they'll do any. Marvin, I wonder if they'll do any tests after this is over. Everybody's eyes are going to be worse, even though their bodies may not be either, but staring at screens for days and days and days.
Yeah, I get more complaints actually about masks than I do about video screen. A lot of people have been doing some of that to begin with, but the redirect of air up into your eyes and fogging up glasses and all that business, it's a real problem for eyes.
Right.
What do you suggest or recommend for staring at the screen all the time? What's your recommendation?
Well, there's a couple of things that are fairly new. Blue light filtering has become a big deal. Blue light doesn't damage your eyes, but it strains them. And just about all the screens that are in use now do not filter blue light. They'll probably build that into the screens eventually, but right now you can get blue light filtering lenses, and prescription lenses can be obtained with that. So people that are on screens a lot, we recommend that. But
so
as
it's
far
just
as
another pair of glasses that have the blue filtering lens.
right, if you don't wear a prescription already, you can get ones with no prescription that filter blue light. But if you wear prescription lenses, you can have them treated to filter blue light.
Okay.
And Marvin, they're wonderful. No question.
Yeah,
Really
good deal.
Yep.
It makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the fogging of the mask, you got to get a good seal at the top. And also there are some things that are anti-fog that help with glasses fogging too. But that's the best things to do is to get a good seal at the top of your mask when you're wearing one.
Marvin, do you offer a blue light special?
Oh,
we're not Kmart. No, we haven't had that yet.
They're out of business too.
Good point. Kmart's out of business.
That was bad, Richard. That was bad.
I know. I'm sorry.
I thought it was good. Well, one thing while I'm talking, George had mentioned about trying to do a shed for the community garden. And I think that's a great idea. They Lowe's and Home Depot both sell kits to be able to build one. And I looked at the kits, they're around $2,500 for the kits for all the parts and everything. Only thing they lack is shingles. And if somebody has a military discount, we could get 10% off of that. So if anybody's interested, or if we raise the money, I don't know whether we could do just contributions or whether we have a little bit of the club funds and people could pitch in or what, but I'd be willing to lead the project to put it together.
What size is that shed, Marvin?
Well, they have different sizes. 10 by 12 is what I was looking at.
Okay,
and it would
I was
be
just
wooden.
curious.
They have some very inexpensive metal ones that don't last, and they make some plastic ones that aren't big enough to get your lawnmower in. So basically the reasonable ones are the ones about mid 2,500 or so. And they would be about 10 by 12. They do make an 8 by 12, 8 by 10 also. But anyway, just some
Marvin,
idea.
I can do the military discount.
Okay.
Marvin, I've got a relationship with Lowe's down in Marion, and they will, they usually give me better than the 10% military. They usually get about a 17 or 18 on average.
Wow.
So you just get a model number or something. I'm happy to submit it, and corporate sets the discount, and then it's delivered. So it's a pretty good deal.
Well, we got to decide whether we want to do it or not. And then we probably could do it in a Saturday pretty easily from what I've put these things together before.
And where's it going to be set up?
At the community garden, which is Riverside Park, near where we have our festival.
Does anybody remember the name of the speaker? She was working for the Extension Service, wasn't she?
Yes. I don't remember her name, but she was.
I mean, I guess we'd have to contact her to make sure whatever what we're talking about would meet her expectations, I guess. I don't even, I have no idea what size they were talking about or anything. would that sit on a slab, or what would that sit on? Or you frame it out, or?
It has a wooden floor and it sits on concrete blocks. You just have to get a few concrete blocks, which we could easily find.
Yeah. And how about the flood issue in that area? Would that, I mean, that building would hold up if we ever got underwater?
If you had enough weight in it, it would probably stay put, but it could float away. There's no doubt about it.
Use 2 concrete blocks.
Put a few on top.
I took pictures of the last flood
The
and
lady
video.
name,
So we could maybe find a place that wasn't as prone to get the water to reach. Of course, I've seen it
the
before.
lady's name was Eve
Oh,
Kindly.
Eve what?
Eve Kindly.
Kindly.
I have her email and stuff if somebody wanted to contact her.
Yeah, why don't we do that? And I mean, that doesn't mean we're signing up. It just means we want to make sure she, you know, that what you're talking about is what she might want. And if so, then we could either sign up for some of it or all of it, or whatever we decide.
Mm-hmm.
Tina, if you could send me that email address and information, I'll try to send a link to the one that I was looking at, the 10 by 12, and see if that would suit her.
Sounds good.
Will a building permit be required, or do we know?
I guess it's got to be bigger than 8 by 8, if I recall.
I think it's easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, normally if you're under 100 square feet, you don't need one.
And
we're way under that.
And then Marvin, if you could find out where they would like to have it placed in that space.
Yeah, that'd be part of it. What do we want to do about funds if we decide to move ahead? What do we have,
Yeah.
Robin? Do we have anything that we could put towards this, or do we need to ask the membership?
Well, we've got our rainy day fund that we put back from the previous 2 years that we had. So, you know,
And how-
discounting what we usually keep to start with, which I think is about 8 or 10,000 in it. Lord.
Yeah, about 8.
So we've probably got 10 in the rainy day fund. Since
So you're saying we're about at the balance we generally like to keep. 8 to 10 is what we
No,
like to
we've
keep.
got, I think, like 21.
Oh, we got 10 extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason for the money also was so we could keep doing things. It wasn't to keep all the money for 2 years. It was so the year that we missed for whatever reason, we could support charities we supported and do projects. So yeah, we can keep 10,000. I don't see any reason not to use the rest.
Marvin, if you want to pick it out, we get a price for it and then know for sure what the number is going to be. That helps.
Okay. Well, Bob, I'll send you the link of the model that I was looking at.
Yep.
And I'll get in touch with Eve kindly about the appropriateness of this project, and then we can talk more next week.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing we could do is we could throw out, you know, we could say we're throwing $1,000 as a challenge, you know, a challenge grant, and not be that strict about it, but basically put it out to the public that there's this need and it's going to be X amount of dollars, and the Rotary is willing to put in 1,000, and challenging the community to step up and send money to the Rotary Foundation to cover the rest of it, and see how lucky we get with that.
Probably a good idea.
That's a great idea.
And I would suggest too, Marvin, when you contact her, the only thing I would suggest we do is we put a plaque on front of that building and say, provided by Rotary of Spruce Pine.
Right. Because that park is kind of our ongoing project in a number of ways, so.
Yeah.
No, those are good ideas, and thank you, Marvin. Remind us of that.
It was George's idea.
Ah,
I just got a phone call, so I can't take credit for it.
okay.
Marvin's just the one that got us started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta remember.
Marvin took charge.
Well, thank you both. All right, well, do we want to do Ace of Spades? somebody got an ace of diamonds last month or last week, I think. Bill is wanting, you wanting five pieces at ace of spades?
No, I was thinking of cart.
$5 in the cart? You've already put your money in the cart. Anybody else want to do five?
Anybody else? want to
I
do
haven't,
card?
so I'll do five, Robin.
Okay. Anybody else? There's Nelson, Glenn, Tina, and Bill Carson are permanently on carts. Anybody else want to put 5 in?
I am. You can put me permanently on it, Robin.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, anybody else want ace of spades before Alex is shuffling, I see. We got 13 permanent people on it. That's probably more than is here.
He's stacking the deck.
Okay, let me unmute instead of holding up. Let me draw out the number here. I've been sitting here mixing them up. Okay, it's number 9. Well,
Right.
number 9, who is Bill Carson.
Oh,
Oh,
it's his
lucky
day.
day for you.
He's the new Calvin.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, tell me when to start and then stop.
Start. Stop.
Oh,
You got half vote, right?
yeah.
No ace though.
9 of spades.
Yeah. Well, it came close. If we combine last week's with this week, then we would have another ace of spades, wouldn't we? Be close on that. But we got to build some more money up. Bring another Tina into this one.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for another wonderful meeting. And yeah, I look forward to hear what you had for us next week, Marvin, on the shed for the garden. That'd be an excellent project for us. And so thank you, George, for bringing that to the group. So we can close with the 4-way test of the things we say and do. Is it the truth?
To all concerned, will it build goodwill
and better
better
friendship.
friendships? Will it be beneficial to all
All
concerned?
concerned.
All right, folks.
See ya.
Tina,
Thank you.
I
Have
got
a great
question
week.
for you.
See ya.